With America's Tax Office. I'm here with Brittany Sabalzin. We're in Indianapolis, Indiana, out on East 10th Street. We're at Brittany's tax office. We came here to do a site visit to encourage Brittany, to congratulate her on an outstanding tax season. And she was going to share with us how she put this operation together and why it worked for her so it could have some value to you. We're going to start outside and we'll work our way back in. So if we look this way, we see that she's positioned herself on a busy street. This is East 10th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. This location was selected or at least ratified using the America's Tax Office tax demographics tool, where we looked at the data to make sure that the data supports this location. Again, we don't throw darts at the board. We bet on sure things. So the data, in other words, where other successful tax offices are located, where numbers are being done is where we locate tax offices. If you look that way, that is a major corner down there. You got a lot of activity. You see a lot of local stores. You see the mix of businesses that I talk about. Boost Mobile, Black Barber Shop, clothing stores, gas stations, and a liquor store close to here. That tends to be the mix of businesses, so we're in the right location. Now, I talk about outside marketing of your tax office. You hear me talk about physical exterior building marketing. She's done a great job with that. She's got a box lit sign that illuminates. She has the open sign, and then she has some window signs pushing our promotions. You notice she's got the door window cling here, giving her name. The other thing I want to mention is so I said again, she's got the box lit sign, which is critical to physical exterior building marketing. You want to have some kind of an illuminated sign. My preference is for real neon. This is a less costly way to illuminate, but this is helpful. Window cling. I think that's critical. Usually you'll have the business hours. She may have chosen not to do that for specific reasons. And then you're pushing the promotions. So I think her visual presentation here is very good. I want to point out her business is called Pro Tax Solutions at America's Tax Office. We support you under your name or ours either way. Works out just fine. Now, Brittany, walk me through this. Tell me what you've got in hard costs in the physical, in the exterior building marketing.
In the exterior building marketing, I have about $700.
$700, not much. And then tell me where that money went. Looking at the things that are here.
Okay, now about 600 of it went to that sign you see up
there.
Other than that, I paid about $50 for the LED sign, and you could say about roughly $25 for the sign that I have over in that window there.
Let's take now. One of the things you need to know that you got to take advantage of is she did an outstanding job. So this sign faces to the east, to that major street, so people coming down can see her business name. So I think that's good too. And you see she's even used the windows again there with an open sign and an Android tablet promotion sign. All right, so that's physical exterior building marketing. I think she's done a good job with that. Let's go inside and see how she's laid out the store. So one of the things you point out, we talk about this in one of our training videos. You know, you want to have comfortable seating. She's achieved that. She's got high back chairs, 1, 2, 3, 6 of those. A little nightstand table to put set drinks on. I take this was a cross promotions table. Is that correct? Yeah. Cross promotions is something that you want to do with the businesses that are in your area. So she's got something working with Boost and some of the other businesses. And she's pushing the free Android tablet. Now, I know we're in the off season, so how did you work did you offer refreshments?
We offered refreshments. We had candy out on every desk. We also had some water back there for them. We had some chips and things for the kids. So we did offer some refreshments, also some activities for the kids to keep them busy.
Okay. So this is a 3 workstation tax office. Are you set up wirelessly here?
We are set up wirelessly.
Set up wirelessly, everything printing to a central 4-way. Very simple setup. Comfortable chairs. I always counsel 2 chairs in front of each tax prep station. She's got that. If you notice, she's got this for the kiddos. It's absolutely critical to have made a concerted effort for children. She's got the coloring items out. I'm sure she had coloring books during tax season. So, I mean, I think this tax office is very, very well appointed. Again, pushing the Android tablet promotion. Was this the sign-in station?
This was the sign-in station.
So she had the sign-in station here. In fact, let me stop talking. Why don't you tell us about how much your square footage you can know, what you pay in rent, and how much you've got in this place for all this stuff you purchased. Do that for me. And then tell me about your process, how it worked when the customer came in.
Okay. Well, in setting it up, I did a lot of online shopping and setting it up. Craigslist, hit some garage sales, things like that, just looking for the items to put in here. For all of my computers, desks, chairs, even including my printer, I'd say I probably spent about $1,000.
For everything in this room?
For everything in this room.
So I want to drive that point home, because we talk about this in training videos, and people don't believe me. Here's the proof's in the pudding. Here it is right here. The contents of an entire tax office for $1,000. Why? Because we buy smart. We buy cheap, used things that are functional and clean, but cost very little. And as she said, Craigslist, you have a lot of times business blogs, businesses going out of sale to sell all their stuff, garage sales, wherever you can get it cheaply. What you don't do is run to Best Buy, run to a furniture store, and buy a whole bunch of new stuff. Okay, we want to put the money into marketing. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. So if you're going to put something in the middle, you want to risk it on marketing. The cost is very, very low. If you look at the stuff she's got, this stuff is not junk. Okay, this stuff looks nice. It all matches. It's all clean. It's all neat. The entire tax office for $1,000 contents. Why don't you tell us about your process? Customer walks in the door. How would that proceed?
Okay, well, when our customer walks through the door, we immediately greet our client. Welcome to Pro Tax Solutions. Are you here to get your taxes filed today? They say yes. They go on ahead, come over to the sign-in table. They sign in. And then our tax preparer or our secretary, depending on who's here at the moment, hands them a folder to fill out. They get a clipboard. So we give them the folder. And let's just say that when Chip comes in, we hand him a data sheet. Okay, we hand him a data sheet with all of the information that we need to prepare his taxes correctly. So he fills that out for us. We get his ID and everything, get all of that stuff copied. He comes over to the desk and we begin his tax return.
Let me interject. America's Tax Office provides some gorgeous custom forms that contemplate everything you need and observe all the formalities required by the IRS. I think Brittany distilled and made her own version. That's what make you know that's made available to you through America's Tax Office.
And we did base it off of the questions that we found on America's Tax Office forms.
All right, thanks. So they fill out the form. What's the next process then? Sit down?
They sit down. We begin their tax return first by reviewing the information that we received from them. We ask them any additional questions that we may have. And then as we begin the tax return, of course, we want to engage our customer. So we do talk to them a little bit as we're filing the tax return, asking any questions that we may have in regards to their tax return or just how's the day going or the weather. We get that completed. They sign all of the forms that we need signed from them, that we need to have in the office. There's 1040s, all of the consent forms and everything that we need. We also ask them how they're going to pay today. If they're going to take it out of their tax return or if they will be paying for it in cash. Explain the differences in that. Also ask them if they're taking advantage of any of the promotions that we have. And once we've gotten everything signed, and we do make sure that we always ask if they are satisfied with our service today. Once they respond, 99.99% of the time, it's going to be a yes. We ask them for some referrals, and we have them call people right then and there. That other 0.01%, we ask them what could we have done to make it better, and we try to better their experience before they even leave out of the door.
That's outstanding. Let's put this snapshot of your tax season. How many tax returns did you electronically file?
This season we did roughly about 100.
Okay, so she did 100 tax returns in her first year at the America's Tax Office. Let's talk about now, we've talked about exterior location marketing. We've talked about office setup and how this place has been configured and what it costs. We've talked about her process. So now let's talk about the most important thing. Sketch out, if you will, what efforts you made to market this tax office, what items you purchased, what you spent, etc.
Okay. Well, it mentioned that first. Let me mention to you, Chip, that even though we did 100 returns, that was 3 times the growth that we had the prior year. So that's a great thing to mention. That we're very grateful to ATO for assisting us in accomplishing that. In marketing, we did a number of things in marketing. First, we started off with our referral cards, which ATO sent out our designs. We worked together with their graphic designer and got these made. So we started.
Is there something on the back of that card?
Free Android tablet with tax prep.
Because this is so important. Explain to him how this works and why that card works.
Okay, now this Refer a Friend card, the importance of this, I'm going to tell you, this is your moneymaker right here, is your referrals. When you go out, you meet people, you hand these cards out, you let them know about your business, let them know to come and see you, okay? For every person that they bring to you, you're going to pay them, $25, $30 for every person that they bring to you. Now, every person that they bring to you, you're going to tell them that you're going to pay them some money to bring people to you. And it begins to start a cycle where people begin to flow in based off of referrals. Now, you'll also have people who are wanting to make extra money on top of their tax money during tax season, and they take this seriously. And they will take these cards out there and get 10, 20 people to come through the door just based off of the kickback that they're going to get on every person.
Outstanding. So she's emphasized the most important part of tax office marketing, she's correct, is referrals. Let me just back up. You had personal coaching with me, is that correct?
Yes.
And we had many telephone calls and personal meetings, because you have the benefit of being here in Indianapolis, and we talked about very specifically how to market your tax office. We have detailed training videos on this issue. I just want to be clear, you followed that format.
I did.
Very specifically, where you established a street team, and established your target area, and you went out in the way that I described it. And you're saying, so on the strength of that, you were by doing what we asked you to do, you tripled what you did.
We tripled our clientele.
That's great to hear. Do you have any of the other marketing pieces here that you show?
I am
anything else here
sure
that
that
you
I
can show? Why don't you do this? Just so you talk about the referrals, and that makes sense. Just back it up real quick and just give a sketch of all the other things you did, because you did quite a few.
I did quite a few other things. We also had the club flyers that we passed out. We got out club flyers. I want to say that we've maybe hit at least about 10,000 club flyers.
Okay.
We got them at a really good price, again, dealing with America's Tax Office and their graphic designer. We also did EDDM.
Tell them what that stands for.
EDDM is Everyday Direct Mailers.
Every door,
direct mail. Direct mail.
The postcards.
The postcards. We did postcards. We got onto the website of the post office, graphed out the radius that we wanted to target, selected the areas in that radius, and got those out. We put out quite a few of those, had a great response from those, about 7,000 of those this year.
And I think you shared with me that you're going to increase that because it worked.
Yeah, this year I'm planning on doing about 14,000.
Okay. So you passed out club flyers with a street team.
Right.
You went around the area, you talked to businesses.
Talk to businesses.
You did EDVM.
EDDM.
You worked referrals.
Referral cards.
You did some yard signs.
Yard signs, and we also did yard signs.
Right.
We also did some
That's
yard signs and door hangers.
All right, that's awesome. Excellent. So, how do you feel about your experience with us so far to this point, and tell them what you do differently for next year?
Next year, what I do plan on doing differently next year is I do plan on marketing even harder than I did this year. Next year, we're going to make it bigger and better. So I'm going to get some more EDDM out there, some more door hangers out there, and this year just really have some people out there on a consistent basis who want to make some money by bringing some people into the tax office. My experience with America's Tax Office was great. I'm glad that I ran into Chip in America's Tax Office because he was able to take the knowledge that I had, and even in some areas the knowledge that I lacked, and prepare me to make a greater tax office and greater efforts in growing our clientele.
Thanks so much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shut this video down, and we're going to go check out location number 2.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.